clearly, as we talked about, this is a rapidly evolving cannabis industry, right? So how do you stay, as an educator, how do you stay updated on the latest research, regulations, trends? And then, of course, how do you incorporate that knowledge into your teaching?
This is where I think networking, research, and staying actually down in the community comes into play, right? Me personally, I joined the Cannabis Coaching Institute. It was felt like my golden ticket to really meet like-minded people that were able to find their favorite part of cannabis, do the research, and share it with others, right? So therefore, there are thousands of other cannabis educators that I get to work with on a daily basis that I'm like, oh, they're really interested in, let's say, cannabis and sex, or they're really interested in cannabis and sleep issues, or cannabis and MS, things like that. They all have their different niches. So therefore, learning about that was really, really great as well. But also to watch out for the congressional updates, the research findings, the rules and regulations, understanding that it's not federally, we're still struggling, but each state is different. My state has currently just introduced adult use in this past July 2023. So therefore, everything is moving very quickly. They're currently in the process of giving out some more social equity licenses in Maryland. So therefore, everything is evolving very, very quickly. I think it's most importantly how to also understand how the plant impacts your daily life. So fact checking, seeing the evidence behind the articles, it's really a big deal, as well as looking for those citations. Is it actually a medical journal, or is it somebody else's opinion, right? So another thing I think about was the medical journals of how cannabis used to literally have maybe 10 articles, maybe 15. It has tripled in size. It's over 1,000 now that you can find, and each year it increases by at least 50%. So I cannot wait for see all the different types of research really coming out now that we're really able to study it a little bit more, and also have more consumer input, right? Consumer input of seeing how it actually affects individuals, rather than just, let's say, those test subjects, like whether it was like rats or things like that, like those different like animals that are seeing how they're affected by the plant. Let's actually start testing it on humans and seeing how we actually deal with it. So I think that's the best part. So the biggest thing I would say would be staying in the community, talking with other people and having the correct education, research, finding research journals that are credible, as well as then the last one is staying up to rules and regulations of your state.
Right. And so with that, all of that, how do you convey that to your clients? I mean, how do you kind of package that information and help people to understand?
So we have 14 different workshops, and they're honestly being updated all the time to actually reflect the new information coming out. So let's say if it's going to be one of the recent changes of Maryland is that July 1st we were able to now go up to the dispensary and buy it, but you also can now buy seedlings from the dispensaries here as well. So you can actually buy a seedling clone, something that's already starting in their vegetation state, just a little teeny plant, and then you can let it grow, as well as the changes to rules and regulations, seeing that before it was 2 plants for medical patients. Now it's 4 plants per household, not per medical patient. So being very cognizant of the limitations, as well as the different types of things that we need to be aware of if we want to consume the benefits of cannabis in a safe way.
Absolutely, absolutely. And definitely people should kind of get in contact with you. You clearly know Maryland's rules and regulations and the evolving landscape. So definitely people should get in contact with you, regarding that. I mean, that is true. As any state comes online, this is more just for our viewers. It is very important to understand that you're navigating an ultimate warrior kind of a course in many ways. It's always shifting.
It is constantly evolving, and we have to stay on the abreast of it at all times.